Shelby's apparently bringing out a new Super Snake, and I honestly didn't see it coming. I mean, I saw the new Mustang coming, and that was a great car, and it looked great. But I honestly never thought that we get a anything Shelby related from that car, because of the way things are going with the everything going EV. You can't make big engines, and the Super Snake, the GT500, those cars are really powerful cars with superchargers, and those that's the opposite of what the world wants the automotive industry to do. So I didn't see it coming, but apparently it is coming, and honestly, it looks incredible. So there's a new Shelby Super Snake coming, and apparently the car is gonna be the Mustang Dark Horse that's Shelby-fied, I guess, and turned into a Super Snake. Now the Mustang V8 engine that puts out 500 horsepower, they're gonna add supercharger to it, as usual, and it's gonna put out 850 horsepower. Now that's an insane amount of power when you think about it. I mean, a supercharger is basically adding as much power as an engine could. A good engine, it's adding the same amount of power a good engine by itself makes. That's incredible to think about. And an 850 horsepower Shelby Super Snake. And honestly, the car looks great. I mean, the new Mustang already look great. But all the other stuff that's added onto it to make it into a Super Snake, visually it looks fantastic. And it's really exciting, but I do have one problem with it. The cars are really expensive. I mean, apparently it's gonna be over $200,000. I mean, it's got a lot of power, and it's a hardcore muscle car, if it even is still a muscle car. But still, that's a pretty huge price tag. I'm not sure how justifiable that is. I mean, at over $200,000, you're kind of entering into supercar territory. And as great as the Super Snake is, it's not a supercar. I mean, they could turn into a supercar, but as of right now, it's not a supercar. So pricing is a bit of a problem. But overall, I like the fact that they're actually bringing the car out. And I honestly never expected this thing to come out, a car like this to come out. I thought the whole Shelby thing was over because of how strict things were and whether or not Shelby can actually make a car. But it's happening, and this is exciting news. Now, obviously, this will probably be the last version of it coming out, because as great as it is, and as great as manufacturers are still focusing on making V8s and V6s and really powerful engines with the great sounds, it's inevitable that we're gonna have to move away from this, and this is kind of just stretching things out. I mean, as much as you want these things to stay, it's not, because of the obvious environmental issues, and not to mention the fact that in terms of daily driver cars for pure utility purposes, if all the flaws that current EVs have get fixed, they are much better than ICE cars. That's just the facts. I mean, the motors don't have the maintenance issues that the engines do. They have a lot of power. You can generate a lot of power from smaller motors, and you can save money on electricity depending on what country you live in and what the electricity and gasoline prices are there. I mean, in India, it's much cheaper to run an EV compared to the price of petrol and diesel for other cars. So it is kind of leading into the future. And if houses use solar panels, then and that can be used to charge up the cars, then you're basically running the cars for free. So it is kind of the future, and it is inevitable for all these reasons. But for now, the manufacturers are still focusing on what people want and giving to them, and I honestly like it. Now, I personally feel that the daily driver cars, the pure utility cars, the big SUVs, the hatchbacks, all those stuff that sell in huge numbers, those cars being electrified overall, I don't have a problem with as long as all the issues are fixed. But the higher end cars, the sports cars, the supercars, the hypercars, I feel like they should stay ICE because a big part of what makes those cars special is the engine and the work that's put in those engines. And an EV motor, I mean, they all sound the same. They all feel the same. There's no sound or anything. But these engines, they all sound different. They all feel different. The power delivery is different. And that's what people want at that higher end. So I feel like they should stay ICE if possible. Maybe find some alternative fuel. Or maybe we reach a situation where the high volume cars that everyone uses ends up being EVs, so the environmental issues go down enough that we can actually keep these cars around. Sure, fueling might end up being an issue, but still, the people who are paying that much money for these cars, I think they'll be willing to put up with it if they can get the car, if they can get the car they want for that kind of money. And yeah, I think that's the direction we should go in. And the fact that people are so excited about these cars is kind of proof of that. Although a lot of people are saying that ICE engines are back and EVs are done and that all that, but as much as I like to think so, that's not gonna happen. I mean, objectively looking at it, we know where we're headed, and an EV or an ICE alternative future is inevitable, and we have to get ready for that, mentally speaking. But till then, I guess the people who can afford to buy these $200,000+ Shelby Cobras, I mean Shelby SuperSnakes, they get to have a good time, man. At least we get to see these cars. I mean, the fact that these cars are out, it's warming to the heart as it is. So, yeah.